Well, for years, El Hanagir Art Center has been more than just a theater or a place for art exhibitions. It has been a veritable artistic academy that emboldened the dreams of the artists. Artists are trained in various acting techniques: grotesque acting, the art of clowning, elastic theater, dance acting, and many more. El Hanagir dispatched its artists overseas to gain valuable experiences as directors, actors, or technicians. El Hanagir's talented artists represented Egypt, the Middle East, and Africa in the festivals all over the world, and the world artists proudly performed on its stage. El Hanagir became a cultural and artistic institution in the region and a dream for every Egyptian who hoped to get on stage someday. And El Hanagir is where the different generations meet and together produce several important artistic experiments. The artists of El Hanagir are now the stars of the Egyptian cinema and members of the theater troupes in Africa, Asia, Europe, and Latin America. And we have joining us today Dr.Amany Youssof, the director of El Hanagir Art Center. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us, and it's a pleasure to have you on Nile Cruise.
It's my pleasure to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So your relation with El Hanagir comes back to many years, and it didn't just start when you you were appointed as a director for the center, which is also recent. So if you can tell us a little bit about that.
I was a member of El Hanagir. First time I was on stage as a professional, it happened here in El Hanagir Art Center. And the last time before traveling to the United States to get my PhD, it was in El Hanagir too, in a performance called El Klab Al-Zar'a, directed by Ashraf Farouk. So El Hanagir has a lot of memories in my mind. And I love these memories so much. I met my husband here in El Hanagir.
Okay.
And we do have 4 kids now.
Oh wow, so everything revolves around El Hanagir in your life now, apparently.
So it's an honor to be a manager of El Hanagir Art Center.
Yes. And what are the major contributions El Hanagir Center has made to the artistic movement in the years following its establishment? Can you just tell me like the major contributions of El Hanagir?
I think during the age of Dr. Huda Wasfi, there were a lot of stars graduated from El Hanagir Art Center, like Khaled Saleh, Khaled Al-Sawi, Noura Amin, Asim Nagati, like me, like many others. I don't want to forget anyone because there were a lot of talented and stars graduated from here.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think its name is El Hanagir Art Center. It's for all kind of arts. It's not only a theater. There is a gallery. I hope now to make like a difference. Yeah.
Yes. And seeing the younger generation passing by Hanagir, because it's like it produces also a lot of talents.
Yeah.
From the centers. So how is it today, looking at back in the years and the evolution and the development of the center, how is it today?
I hope we can use El Hanagir in its all capacity. Like I wish to produce 3 performances a day, 1 performance in the early morning for school age. Like I'm searching for the target.
Exactly, the target audience.
Yeah, the audience. Yeah, 1 for the school age, and it's very important to speak with their minds because they will be the men for future. Yeah. Second, during the matinee period, I want to introduce a new talent in directing, acting, as it was happened during Dr. Huda Wasfi's age. During the soiree period, I want to produce performances for stars in different kinds of stars, like directing, playwriters, or like actors.
Yes.
So these are kind of the steps you're trying to achieve to sort of revive back the glory of El Hanagir, and I'm sure there must be challenges that you're facing. Could you tell us a little bit about the challenges?
I think first the challenge is I want to make an annual plan. I was in the States for 5 years, and it's ordinary there, but it's not ordinary here. I think it's somehow difficult to make an annual program, and I'll do my best to do it. Yeah.
And what,
Especially I came here late. Like I wish I came on the middle of 2014, so I did have a lot of
you can have more time?
more time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So do you have any plans to promote other arts in the center, not just the theater?
I think I wish to promote stand-up comedy, workshops for
That's something we
pantomime.
lack here, the stand-up comedies, by the way. That's something we don't have. That's not very
It's done
common.
very
Yeah.
good in the cultural
Yes,
wheel.
yeah.
Besides some.
Yeah.
Workshops for all kinds of art, like pantomime, like modern dance, like a lot of kind. I think I can do, yeah,
So
things like that.
I think you're focused on, trying to attract youth,
Yes.
to revive, and make it, active and alive as it used to be.
I am attracting youth, but in the meantime, I'm attracting the whole family. The school age in the morning and the family in the
Yes.
night,
In the evening.
in the evening. So my target is everyone,
And
especially youth.
And you have also performances for children, for kids?
Yeah.
You also have that?
Yeah.
And you've been an actress yourself before you've traveled to the US to take
Yes.
on your PhD.
Yeah.
Does this affect actually your sort of strategy as being the director of Al Haneger, your view?
I think being an artist is a privilege because
So it helps, you think?
It helps, yeah. You see everything from an artistic point of view, and that's very important because everyone can manage anything, but artistically, I don't think so. You do have to be an artist.
You have to be an artist to be able
Yes.
to take on that approach.
But that would definitely take, the new post as the director of Al Haneger Center will take you away from the art for a while. Because
Yeah.
Management and art, they don't really belong to each other. So when you're an artist, you're free, you use your creativity. Management is quite different.
Yeah, and I think so. Like it would be sensitive to play rules here in Al Haneger
Yes.
Art Center, and I was a member of Tahya Masr group. Like the performance we performing right now, and I think it's somehow sensitive. So I just left it.
So you left the role that you were actually
Yeah, I fell in
intended to
love
play.
with it. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the current performance? You're saying it's Tahya Masr, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's the
Yeah,
Can you
Viva
tell us
Egypt.
yeah, can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what is it about?
Tahya Masri is talking about loyalty. It's a comic performance. It's a very nice one, and I love it. I can't speak about it a lot because I was a member of it, but I invite everyone to come and see this performance. It's a brilliant one, and it's just a hit. We attracted Al Haneger audience again, and that's perfect. Yeah.
Yes. So let me go out, a little bit out of Haneger because you're an artist. I'd like to take your view about the youth and the creativity. There has been a lot of creativity that came across, the country after the 25th of January Revolution. And there's a lot of songs, a lot of plays and performances. If you can tell us about your experience, observing this happening.
When I came to Haneger, I don't have enough budget. So I thought, why? Like I tried to attract the youth, as I told you before. So I thought about a plan. Like 5,000 Egyptian pounds is not a lot, and that would help some new creators to make their performance on a stage, to put their performance on a stage, and I attracted a lot. And now I do have every 7 days I do have a new performance. The budget will be only 5,000 Egyptian pounds.
So this is what
pounds.
you give them, and that's what they actually do their production with, and that's it. And they
Yes.
actually do come up with a production
Yeah,
with
and-
that budget.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, I do have
done.
more than like 100 proposals for these projects.
With that budget.
Yeah, with that budget. Yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you're filling the schedule
yeah.
with this very
don't have any
Actually, I'm
gap.
overloaded. I do have
Like a
proposals
waiting list.
more than I
The
expected.
slots.
Yeah,
More than the slots this year.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
yeah.
And what is the quality of the proposals?
I'm reading by myself. I do have a group for reading
Yes.
and for evaluating these projects, but I'm reading by myself with them to be sure that it's not the quantity, it's the quality.
The quality,
Yeah.
exactly.
This is what we
That
need.
was the purpose of my question, because
Yes.
it would make it. You're trying to bring the people back to the center. It will never happen unless you have things that really gets them, and the words spreads.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Does anything come to your mind about any of the proposals, any topics that you remember that you can just tell us about? Any interesting, something that struck you?
The interesting things is we do have some brilliant women, and that's new.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
wasn't very common in El Haneger before. You're saying, or
It was common, but like that much wasn't common.
yeah, okay, so that's
Yeah.
nice. Women are coming back to culture and
Yeah.
art.
We do have
Interaction.
Suad Al-Qadi, we do
Yes.
have, a lot of brilliant women, and it's interesting.
So productions only women,
No, there are a lot of women,
a lot of them.
and that's new. Yeah.
Yes. And any integration between these young, talented actors and artists, and maybe the older generation directors and actors?
The old generation directors will produce their performances on the evening every day. So we do have 3 generations in El Haneger in one day.
Yes, as you mentioned.
One in the
beginning.
morning, one in the middle of the day, and one in the evening.
And so that's a great plan. So
Yeah.
when are you planning to lay it down?
I wish I can manage that for long period of time, because that's a lot. That's a
Yes.
lot. Yeah, and we do have a lot of workshops.
Yes.
You can tell us a little bit about the workshops.
We do have workshop right now.
What is it about?
Under my supervision. I did this workshop in the age of Ustaz Mr. Hisham Atwa. And now I do it for free because I'm
What's the workshop about?
improvisation.
Improvisation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
We did improvise a brilliant piece of art. Yeah.
Interesting. I think
Yeah.
that's the beauty. Finally, I'd like to ask you about your opinion on the recent, movies and films that are being played in the market. There is a gap for what we saw in terms of quality. How are you seeing this today?
When I came back to Egypt,
That was like a deep breath.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I came back to Egypt, I found like a big gap.
When did you
a
come
big
back,
gap.
by the way? Sorry to interrupt.
A year ago.
A year ago. Okay.
Yeah, last year, 2013, on 9th of August.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, a year ago. I was shocked by the level of, like, there was a big hole, not a big gap. It was a big hole.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think
Things
there is a hope.
changed since you had left 5 years before.
Yes.
So you left for 5 years
Yes,
basically and
yes.
came back. And you
And
found
in
that
some
vacuum.
piece of art, they're calling names, and that's weird. It shocked me. It shocked me, and I wonder why.
So
Yeah.
we all wonder why.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, finally, Dr.Amany Youssof, Director of El Haneger Art Center, would like to thank you very much for joining us. It has been a great pleasure to have you with us tonight.
Thank you so much, and thanks for coming here, and I hope we can meet a lot.
Thank
Best
you
of
very
luck
much.
with
and
the
exactly, I was just going to say good luck.
Thank you. I wish you can follow our program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, this brings us to the end of this edition of Nile Cruise. We'd like to thank you very much for joining us. And I'd like to thank Salma Al-Fi'i for joining me.
Thank you very much, Sharif. It was a pleasure working with you today, and we hope you've
you.
enjoyed our edition of Nile Cruise on Nile TV. And we will be leaving you with a report and with our singer Ahmed Shawi. So still do not go away. Stay with us.
Goodbye.